Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening, everyone. Tasmania's princess has become Denmark's queen in the ultimate royal fairy tale. Hobart-born Mary Donaldson stepped onto the palace balcony alongside King Frederick in front of tens of thousands of Danes. They were proclaimed in front of an adoring crowd braving the freezing conditions before a kiss described by many onlookers as awkward.
A new reign, a new era, delivered with love. King Frederick X and his Australian-born consort, our Mary, now their queen. In freezing Copenhagen, this was a day warmed by sheer joy. The final moments of Margaretha's 52-year reign came with a carriage ride through the streets. She has been a most popular queen. The 83-year-old signing her abdication papers in front of her son and grandson. At 18, Christian is now the Crown Prince. His father, the King, then proclaimed in front of tens of thousands. A sea of Danish red and white, plenty of Australian flags too. From the Prime Minister to the 3 corners of the earth.
Længe leve Hans Majestæt, Kong Frederik X.
Long live King Frederick X.
Hurra!
He appeared to wipe away tears, his destiny handed to him by his ageing mother.
I will need all the support I can get from my wife, from my family, from you, and from that which is greater than us.
I think he's so overwhelmed and he has a lot of emotions. I think it's super cool that he also as a king is representing that.
Before he was joined by his popular wife, serene in white. The former Mary Donaldson of Hobart, now Queen of Denmark. For more than 20 years, Mary must have known this day, this moment may very well come. An Australian embraced by the Danes, who it seems will continue to cheer them on. Together, a young family, Frederick and Mary, Isabella, Christian and 13-year-old twins Vincent and Josephine.
She's going to be an amazing queen.
Judy and her granddaughter Ebony flew here from Brisbane just for this.
I knew it was like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and I wanted to be a part of history and witness this great event.
Now styled as Their Majesties, Frederick and Mary returned home, King and Queen, as Denmark exploded with pride, basking in their revitalised royals. Was the moment the crowd wanted to see Kim, although it has been described as awkward by some royal watchers online. Social media highlighting what's being said was hesitation or even reluctance for the kiss. The Prince recently the subject of rumours about a relationship with a Mexican socialite. The event overnight, though, unfussy in nature, just the way the Danes like it. No coronation as such. No crowns, they'll never actually sit on thrones. In fact, the new King and Queen will be back to work very quickly in the next couple of hours, returning here to the Danish Parliament to meet Danish MPs. The Prime Minister in her speech speaking of Frederick as someone that Danes know, like and trust. And a key reason behind that, it has to be said, is Mary. She will be a big part of this monarchy going forward. Kim.
She will, thank you, Hugh. Well, Tasmania's Premier has extended an open invitation to Denmark's new King and his Queen to visit the state. Ordinary Tasmanians also celebrating the former Hobart Law and Commerce student's ascension.
Lighting up in red and white, Hobart's icons turn Danish. The Tasman Bridge and Rest Point bathed in the colours of Denmark's flag to mark our Mary becoming Queen. The Premier among those excited about the news.
Can I say how proud we are of Queen Mary, and having caught the news last night around midnight and again this morning, can I say all the poise, the grace, the intelligence, the humbleness exuded from Mary.
Ordinary Tasmanians also rejoicing in Queen Mary's long-awaited rise to her new role.
I just think she's beautiful, she's stylish, she's elegant, she behaves herself. I think she's wonderful.
Did you watch the coronation?
No, I didn't. I fell asleep.
She's brilliant. I reckon a lot of women today could look up to her.
I saw it on the news, so I didn't watch the whole thing, but it was really lovely.
The event a winner for local businesses. Souvenir newspapers snapped up by eager customers.
Yes, we have sold a few extras today. Yep, everyone's very excited about Mary on the paper and becoming Queen.
Some longing for the new rulers of Denmark to expand their kingdom.
The King and Queen now should have been instead of Charles and Camilla. Yeah, in the first place, yeah.
The Tasmanian government cheekily capitalising on the coronation in interstate newspapers. But a decision to fly the Danish flag over state parliament caused some debate on social media after the Aboriginal flag was taken down. In Sydney at the Slip Inn, where it all began for the King and Queen in 2000. A special cocktail and an opportunity to sit on makeshift thrones. Melinda Ogden, 7 Tasmania News.
And just a short time ago, the Speaker of the House of Assembly confirmed the order of flags flown was in accordance with the flag protocols provided by the Department of Premier and Cabinet. Well, to other news, and Premier Jeremy Rockliff is laying down the red carpet for businesses in the state's north while spruiking Tasmania as a business destination. It comes as commuters cry foul over metro services, saying too often they're being left waiting.
Looking to build the North's business community, the Premier's putting out a prospectus.
We have a clean natural environment, we have a wonderful brand, we have fantastic port, rail and road infrastructure here.
Touring a new health and wellbeing centre being built by St Luke's.
We've been able to attract businesses not just local but also interstate, so that's fantastic to bring new creativity into the city.
Jump-starting the economy is one thing. Getting the wheels on the bus turning is proving more of a challenge.
It's not particularly reliable. I missed many appointments, been late to work.
There's mixed reactions from patrons on whether reliability's improved since Metro axed 180 daily services.
It can be crazy inconsistent. I've been at bus stops that have been half an hour late and buses that have left 10 minutes early.
Honestly, from the 1st of August, when they did all the changes, it's perfect.
Sometimes you wait for 20 minutes in some bus stops.
I don't think this government prioritises public transport like it's needed to. It is a service that Tasmanians rely upon.
Metro's guaranteeing nothing with an upcoming resourcing review, but says it's hoping to progressively restore services with driver training underway.
We've worked alongside the operator to ensure that the resourcing more than adequate.
Today was Jeremy Rockliff's first media outing since former Senator Eric Abetz confirmed his political comeback, with speculation mounting over Liberal candidates set to be announced later this month.
I've known Eric for 35 years. We've always got on well. It's all about our Liberal Party membership. The membership have their say on who is pre-selected.
Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
Hundreds of mourners have gathered to farewell the Launceston General Hospital's Director of Medicine, Alistair McDonald, who died suddenly on Christmas Day. His family, friends and colleagues sharing touching tributes, celebrating his dedication to medicine in Tasmania and the legacy he leaves.
There's no way that anyone could ever replace what he has done. He has put his whole heart and soul into this hospital, Northern Tasmania.
The Department of Health is renaming the hospital's acute medical unit in Dr McDonald's honour and will also establish a number of scholarships and awards. Listen to their voices. That's the key message taken from a training course underway in Tasmania for agencies dealing with child abuse investigations. Run by a Canadian ombudsman, the session comes just 4 months after the Commission of Inquiry's recommendations came to light.
Vulnerable and voiceless, the harrowing stories of young children once again used as a lesson for Australia's oversight bodies.
A child in the care of his uncle who was just severely neglected. Atrocious conditions. Our intervention and recommendations led to changes in policies and procedures within the Children's Aid Society that have life-saving impacts.
The Ombudsman in the Canadian province of Ontario bringing his expertise to Hobart. His 2-day course, Sharpening Your Teeth, aimed at helping those in charge communicate why, when and how to involve children in investigations.
They have a fundamental right to be heard, and that right to be heard ensures they can access all their other rights. Their right to be safe in an institution, their right to receive access to health care.
I was a trial lawyer for 20 years before I did this, and I used to say rights don't do you much good if you don't know about them.
The session coming months after the Commission of Inquiry revealed major flaws in Tasmania's current practices.
The expertise to actually enable those rights to be realised is something that is not in depth in any way.
The Commission are using 2024 to work toward meeting the recommendations of the inquiry and put the voices of children front and centre. Whether that happens remains to be seen. Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
More crisis accommodation has opened in Hobart, this time for people in need of urgent medical care. Vinnie's took over as the new occupants today, offering short-term stays for visitors from as far away as King Island.
15 extra rooms on offer to those forced to travel for medical care.
It means that they can stay somewhere and afford it.
Previously occupied by the Fight Cancer Foundation, today the building was blessed as Marillac House. Run by the St Vincent de Paul Society, affordable accommodation is now available to singles, couples and families who temporarily rely on being close to hospitals and medical facilities.
And many of those from the northwest coast and also from Flinders Island and King Island, they travel by themselves.
There are even 2 family rooms along with communal dining and living areas to make it feel like home.
They can stay wherever they like, but they might have to pay $200 or $300 a night. Whereas here, it's central, parking's excellent, it's a short walk to the Royal Hobart Hospital.
This isn't the only accommodation that Vinnie's offer for people who need to be in the city for urgent medical care. A sister building also operates on Launceston's Brisbane Street. But projects like this come at a cost. The charity again calling for the community to dig deep.
We run these things essentially knowing that we're going to lose money on them. So any money that we can get from donations or in kind or corporate donations, anything like that, goes a long way.
Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
South Hobart residents had a rude shock this morning after a water pipe burst near the Cascade Brewery. A fitting failure has been blamed for the incident, which saw hundreds of litres of water gush down Cascade Road. Crews spent the morning working to bring the situation under control, with drivers forced to slow down while repairs were undertaken. Taswater says bottled water and a water trailer were supplied to nearby residents and businesses during the repairs. And police are investigating an alleged dangerous driving incident involving the Hobart Hurricanes. A dashcam video posted to Facebook appears to show a man sitting in the tray of the branded Hobart Hurricanes ute, holding a cardboard box while it's on the Tasman Highway. Cricket Tasmania says it's aware of the incident, which occurred late last year, and it was directly addressed with the employees concerned. Tasmanian families are being encouraged to dust off their helmets and jump on their bikes, all in the name of a good cause. A new cycling event is wheeling in, supporting some of the youngest minds doing it a little tough.
A track normally known for its four-wheel action, Baskerville Raceway will host a fleet of 2 wheels in April when the inaugural Tasmanian Bike Collective Cycle Challenge wheels into motion.
It's really aimed at getting families and just the general community involved in a grassroots level, fun, bit of excitement, a bit of atmosphere going on around the event.
The new event is hoping to bring the family challenge to the track, Organisers encouraging everyone to jump on their bikes for their own relay ride.
You do as many laps as you can, and it's just about that challenge of doing that. It's going to be a big, wide open course, great for beginners through to advanced riders.
Putting a new spin on its fundraising efforts, the race day hopes to boost support for the organisation's mission to help young Tasmanians struggling at school or at home.
We use bikes as a medium because the young people have an interest in them, and then we work on a whole lot of practical skills.
And with a little extra motivation, the April 6 meet is already living up to its expected hype as some of the youngest participants gear up for a fun day on the track.
Really excited. It feels good in my muscles and I like the feeling when we ride around and jump.
Lapping it up for a good cause. Victoria Risto, 7 Tasmania News.
Well, hundreds of potential future AFL stars have joined a Tigers legend for an afternoon clinic at North Hobart Oval. The event running alongside a series of community sessions as momentum and support builds ahead of our own team's arrival in 2028.
Hundreds packing out North Hobart Oval for a chance to showcase their skills in front of a Tasmanian footy icon.
I like kicking the footy because it's really fun and my kicks go really high.
Ex-Tiger Jack Rewalt leading the clinic for the next generation of AFL legends as we brace for the impending arrival of our very own team.
Having the opportunity now to be able to play professional sport, football's a vehicle for that, but there's plenty of options for us going forward in that sports industry now for kids to aspire to play professional sport right here in the Upper Isle.
Future footy stars participating in a range of group activities, honing in on some of the most important skills needed on the field.
Trying to pick up the cones and kicking the pole. I barely kicked any.
The clinic follows a number of AFL community sessions which took place over the weekend.
It's great to have a full contingent. I mean, at Moona the other night we had 100 people rock up and put their say into play and get involved in our interactive community events.
Despite the controversy surrounding parts of the agreement, Jack says the sessions are a place where everyone can have a say.
Clearly the stadium's one that a lot of people are divided on, but certainly for us we see it as a pivotal part in the sporting industry but also the business industry.
The next community conversation session will be in Oatlands on Friday before headed north to Scottsdale and Launceston next week. Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
Creators from across the country can now enter one of Australia's most prestigious art competitions. Running for an 8th year, the Hadley Art Prize is open to Australians over 18 years old. The award honours the top 2D portrayal of the country's landscape with $100,000 prize money.
I'll be interested to see the diverse takes that artists have on what it means to make artwork about being in this place.
We see a lot of paintings but also some brilliant works on paper as well, so some printmaking and different mediums. We've even had some embroideries.
The competition typically receives around 600 submissions. Entries close in March.
The Jack Jumpers are trying not to be distracted by their fickle ladder position with just 6 games left to play in the NBL regular season. Locked in a highly competitive 5-way battle for the 4 play-in tournament spots for finals, a single misstep now could prove disastrous. Swapping 3-pointers for par 3s and a day on the fairways. Yeah. The Jack Jumpers hit Royal Hobart for their annual golf day.
Great drive. Decent short game, and then my putting's awesome, but I just can't do it all in one hole, so it's, you know, I'll put it together eventually.
They need to put it together on the court too, where over the past few weeks they've fallen just short.
It's frustrating for the fans as well, but you know, we're frustrated as a group that, you know, we can't sort of put it all together for 40 minutes.
It's quickly becoming do or die for the Jackies, sitting 3rd on the ladder thanks to a strong points differential, but the contest is tight. A single loss could be enough to force them out of finals contention, making each of the next 6 games matter.
We don't really talk about positions on ladder or wins and losses. A lot of our focus is what it has been previously and what we've always talked about, and that's on our processes each and every day.
When the losses are small, the team believes only small tweaks are needed to set them back on the right track.
That comes through watching video, doing the review, our planning, and and going from there. But we've definitely got the fight. We are just working on the smarts.
Wickets were flowing thick and fast at Blunston this afternoon as the Tigers continue their undefeated run in the WNCL. Dismissing Queensland for 250 after setting a target of 294, led by Lizelle Lee, who fell just shy of a century.
I'm just trying to stick to the basics. I have the same process as trying to apply in every single game, and I think it's just one of those days where it paid off for me. They
play Queensland again on Wednesday. The Hurricanes' season draws to a close tonight as they play for honour against the Stars of the G. Both teams are out of finals contention after the Adelaide Strikers' late winning run pushed them into the top four. While it might be a dead rubber, the Canes are out for revenge. A Glenn Maxwell masterclass edged the Stars over the line in a rain-affected game at Blunston Arena earlier this season. Coverage begins on 7 Mate, straight after the news. And Hobart's Matt Bevilacqua will enter the final rounds of the Ironman series, 1 point behind leader Ali Day after a successful weekend in Maroubra. Racing for Northcliffe Surf Club, Bevy was powering through the rough swell, even leaving himself enough time to give girlfriend Brielle Cooper a quick peck on the lips before crossing the finish line.
We train 3 times a day. We don't really see each other a lot, and when we do, we're so tired, my family and Brielle. And yeah, so you just want to make it count, you know. It's such a hard sport, one of the hardest sports you can do, you know, and that just makes it so special when you can enjoy that. They're very rare.
The final round takes place on the Gold Coast next month.
Good evening. Let's see what happened weather-wise on this Monday. Hobart got to 23 degrees, Launceston 25, Devonport and Burnie 22. 26 was the high at Bushy Park and Ouse, Strawn and Grove 25, King Island 24 today, Flinders Island, Friendly Beaches and Smithton all 23, Low Head and St Helens 21, and in the 24 hours to 9 a.m, Yolla recorded 5 millimetres of rain. However, no readings today as some non-threatening cumulus cloud moved over the state, mainly over the southwest. Low cloud also formed over Victoria today as thunderstorms developed further north. Cloud with a system is over the top end. Tomorrow, a high sits over the Tasman Sea. A trough forms over central Australia, which will feed moisture into a developing cold front just to our west. Winds northeasterly over all coastal waters and up to 30 knots, lighter winds inland over the lakes. And with that stiff breeze tomorrow, we'll have a strong wind warning. That's from Sandy Cape to Stanley, from Flinders Island to St Helens Point, and also from Wineglass Bay to Southeast Cape. Hobart warming up to a sunny 29. Tomorrow 27 for Adventure Bay, the sun shining over Tarraleah, 26 the top. Launceston a high of 27 and partly cloudy. The chance of a late shower moving into Devonport, 24 the top. Before that 25 the high for Bridport. Burnie expecting 21 with a late shower. Sunny for Strawn though, 28 the top and 25 for Marrawar. St Helens 24, Swansea mostly sunny 27 and a high of 25 on Flinders Island for Whitemark. On Wednesday, showers extending statewide from the west before clearing to the east in the evening. Fresh to strong northwesterlies on Thursday with showers again widespread, and on Friday lingering showers for the west and far south and possibly King Island. Sunny and 35 in Perth, 24 overnight in Adelaide to a high tomorrow of 33 degrees, sunny and 30 in Melbourne, showers for Canberra, Sydney, Brisbane and Cairns, heavy rain and a storm for Darwin. And look at these nice twilight conditions. It's sunny in Hobart, partly cloudy and 23 in Launceston and 20 in Devonport. Just reflecting on the last couple of months, Kim, we really had the best weather around the nation. I don't know why you want to live anywhere else.
Agree, we have been gloating though, haven't we? Well, thank you, Murph. And that is all your news for now. I'll be back later with updates. Thanks for joining us this evening. Good night, everyone.